It's always good to look back, and especially so on this occasion, because last time out TNS beat Swansea City. That was a great result, Greg, but to many people on the outside it was a surprise. But to you, with what you've said about the performances over the weeks, how much of a surprise was it for you personally?
Yeah, no, it really wasn't a surprise at all. I've been saying over and over for a number of months now. Some of our performances against those top teams have been, in spells, as good as we've ever played. Unfortunately, we've only sort of been able to do that for an hour or 75 minutes at a time. And obviously on Sunday, we saw if we can draw those performances out for 90 minutes, then we come away with 3 points. So it was, I guess like you say, teams looking on from the outside before the game. 99% of people would have predicted a Swansea win. We were very confident going into it that if we played anywhere near our best, we could certainly come away with 3 points. And I must say it was without doubt the best performance of the season. In terms of 90 minutes, just how well we defended, how well we attacked, frustrated Swansea, limited them to sort of 2-3 chances. And I think that's one of the pleasing things. You look at the last 2 games against Swansea, Cardiff City, 180 minutes. We've conceded 1 goal from open play against those 2 teams who are, just renowned for winning games and scoring lots of goals. So it's certainly come good at the end of the season. It's just a shame that we've only got 1 game left, and but looking at the confidence that will give us ahead of next season, it's really pleasing, and I'm sure the girls will just be buzzing to get back at it next season.
And that 1 game remaining is against Cardiff Met. A couple of months ago, you beat them 2-0. That's a great confidence booster as well going into this fixture.
Yeah, I mean we've put in some really good performances against Cardiff Met. I think the time before when we did lose 2-1 at home, easily could have come away with 3 points. Had some great chances, just unfortunately, a couple of inches was the difference. Going wide. Ridgie had 2 good chances that obviously went wide, but on another day they would have gone in. And then we backed it up the time after when we did beat them 2-0. They had 0 chances, and that certainly gave the girls a lot of confidence. And going in again on Sunday, we'll be full of confidence and expecting to come away with 3 points if we can play like we have been.
And although there is that game to go, if you do look back over the season so far, obviously pleased with the first phase. What about the second one though? That was always going to be tough. Have you been happy with what you've seen?
Yeah, definitely. I think off the top of my head, we've had 1 below average performance against Cardiff City when they beat us quite easily here, 5-1. Other than that, every single performance has been really pleasing. And I think regardless of what happens this Sunday against Cardiff Met, I think if anyone had offered us 6 points out of the remaining 6 games in the second phase, we'd have snapped our hands off. So we're in a great position. It'd be nice to finish on Sunday with 3 points, and that would mean that we'd have won 50% of the games in the second phase. So that's what we'll be aiming for. But like I say, regardless of Sunday, I think everyone can be really pleased and proud of what we've achieved.
And obviously, coming to the conclusion of the second season in Welsh football, the opponents know all about the New Saints. But likewise, you know all about them as well. Have you identified anything in particular from this weekend that you need to negate in terms of tactics?
Yeah, no, we know Cardiff Met are very similar in how they play week in, week out. We know how to exploit them now. Obviously, they know what we're all about, but I think in recent weeks we've sort of started mixing up how we play a little bit, and I think it's probably caught Cardiff City and Swansea by surprise. So we'll have a bit of a think about it. Obviously, me and Sean will talk this week. We'll go through things about how we're going to approach Sunday. But certainly, I think the way Cardiff Met play certainly helps us how we want to play. So like I say, we're just fully confident that we can come away with 3 points on Sunday.
Like any manager, you want to pick the team for the game that's coming up. But based on the fact that we did beat Swansea City last time out, will that influence the starting 11?
It's always very hard to change a winning team. There's girls on girls on the bench that really do deserve to get some good game time on Sunday. So we'll just have a look at it. Like I say, me and Shauna will chat. We'll see how training goes, and we'll obviously look back at the performance on last Sunday against Swansea and just work out the best starting 11 from there. But it's certainly a difficult job these days picking the starting lineup. But that's the way it's got to be if we're going to kick on and start challenging at the top.
You mentioned Shauna a couple of times there. We did interview her last week. She's looking forward to the challenge of being involved with the New Saints. How's it going on a personal level, working with her, albeit in the early days?
Yeah, great. I mean, she's fitted in really well. She's had her first full week last week. She got stuck into training. She oversaw training on the Tuesday, just to get sort of familiar with the girls' names, that sort of thing. And then on Wednesday, she sort of just jumped straight in, and she led a big part of the session on the Wednesday. The girls were came away really happy with the session. Shauna enjoyed herself. We've also had a nice break over Easter to sort of refresh, and we're raring to go again tonight. So we'll have a good catch up today, plan training. Like I say, just really pleased with how it's all sort of ticking along nicely at the moment.
And as far as the starting 11 is concerned, how's the availability going?
Yeah, we're fully available. There was a couple of injuries from the Swansea game. Helen Evans took a bad knock to the head, so she was in doubt for a little bit, but she's showed no signs of concussion, so that was a major concern coming out of that Swansea game. But she's had the all clear, so she's all fine. Luckily, because she's been a different level this season, one of the best players in the league, I think. So certainly good that we've got her available, and like I say, everyone else is available as well.
And finally, Greg, as we look back over the season, the average age of the team week in, week out is quite low. A lot of those girls are still teenagers, and that bodes well for the future. Something that they probably don't get recognised enough really for. I mean, you look at the likes of Tia, Evie, Lucy Platt, just the role that they've played this season has been it's been a different level, to be fair. I mean, Lucy Platt, you forget that she's still only 17. I mean, I know she's very physically well developed, but for her to play the key part that she has this season, having only turned 17 this year is credit to her. Really, her attitude's fantastic. We're obviously unfortunately losing her this season. She's going off to America on a scholarship, so certainly be keeping my eye on and staying in touch with Lucy Platt over the next few years, because as long as she keeps doing what she's doing, then she's going to develop into a proper player, and something that we'll definitely want to be keeping an eye on. And then the likes of Evie Williams, who's it's frustrating really how she's not part of the Wales setup at the moment, because for anyone who watched that game on Sunday, she was playing up against one of the best wingers that the league's seen in the last 10 years or so, Stacey John Davis, and she didn't let her have a kick of the ball. So it's frustrating that Evie's not involved with Wales at the moment, but if these Wales coaches want to ever watch any footage, then they just got to ask, and they'll see that it's probably the wrong decision that she's not involved in those age group teams at the moment.